Hey, this is Samantha from RecipeThis.com and the voice behind the popular Kitchen Gadgets podcast, Magic with Gadgets. Today I'm going to be showing you a really simple air fryer recipe to make an omelette in the air fryer. It's absolutely delicious. You can choose the toppings and fillings over your omelette, and it can be set and forget so you're not stood over a frying pan. As well as this recipe, we have more than 1,000 recipes for you to choose from over at RecipeThis.com with a common theme of cooked with kitchen gadgets. We have air fryer recipes, instant pot recipes, slow cooker recipes, soup maker recipes, bread machine recipes and many others. We can't wait to see you over there to check out the rest of our collection. So to make an omelette in the air fryer, you want to start with whatever extras you're adding into your omelette. So for example, in our version, we are going to be using onion, peppers and cheese. So who doesn't love an omelette with cheese? Cheese omelettes are the best, aren't they? I've got these spare spring onions left in the fridge, so whatever you've got left available, then use it up and throw it in. And then after the spring onion, add in some peppers. The fantastic thing about peppers is you can use different coloured peppers and they give such a beautiful colour to your omelette. I don't know what your favourite colour is, but I love red peppers. I buy them in a bucket load, given the chance. So if you just aim for maybe a quarter of a pepper, and then you can do some of the different colours, or you can just focus on one colour. It's totally up to you. After all, it's your omelette. Another reason why I did this recipe is that everybody loves our air fryer egg cups, which is basically this recipe, but cooked in silicone moulds. I mean, it's so popular in our house that our son even makes it for himself for breakfast now. And the problem there is you've got to have silicone moulds. You don't know how many it's going to make, so you often end up getting out more than you actually need. But this is the method if you just want to throw it straight in an air fryer baking pan and then just make it as a fully sized omelette. So there, you've got the peppers and the onions are in there now. So next you want to be adding in your cheese. I've just used one of those cheap bags of grated cheese. And then next on the list is your eggs. Our eggs are medium size, and we recommend 2 to 3, depending on how big you want your omelette to be. And there you have it, 3 eggs in, tiny bit of milk. And then I always recommend putting your seasoning into your egg mixture because it'll make sure that your omelette's well seasoned. So there's a bit of mixed herbs, a little bit of pepper, and I love sea salt. So then when you've got it all in, use a fork and give it a good mix. Over it goes. And then what I recommend you do is make sure everything's well covered in it and that you don't have too much veg that's not in the mixture, because if you look, there's not as much around there, so I'm just giving it a quick mix round just to make sure everything's nicely coated. You could also compare this to making a frittata or a crustless quiche too, because the mixture is very similar. I've noticed there's too much cheese around that side and not much on the other, so let's just mix it about a bit. And then once you've made your mixture, it's time to place it in the air fryer. Now, you always need to make sure you've got a container that will fit in the air fryer. If you look at mine, ours is a perfect fit. So just use any of the baking pans that you have for your air fryer and then place it in. We're now going with a temperature of 180 Celsius, and then we're aiming for a cook time of 9 minutes. Then we can check on it, make sure it's done, and then serve. And we've baked. So let's check on our omelette. And wow, doesn't that omelette look amazing? I just love all the different colours from all the peppers and all that cheese in it as well. I cannot wait to tuck in. And if you just put your fork through it, you can see that it's solid and perfect and ready for serving. Another trick when it comes to the air fryer is if you place your food back in the air fryer basket, it will actually easily keep it warm for up to an hour. So let's say you are planning on having breakfast when you come back from the school run. You can make it before you leave and then know that it will stay warm for you. And then also note that these get very hot when you're taking them out. So what you can do is you can just leave it sat there for 10 minutes because it'll still keep its heat on the actual food, and then it's easier for you to move out of the air fryer. So this is the omelette. As you can see, I'm now holding it so it's cooled down enough to touch. You can eat it directly from this to save yourself from washing up. And as you can see, it's got some lovely colours in it. So let's try it, shall we? It's absolutely delicious. And if you want your peppers sauteed, you can air fry your peppers for 6 minutes before you start loading up your omelette ingredients, and then have it like that. And just think anything that you would put in a frittata, you can make in an air fryer omelette as well. And it's really, really nice. And it's a great alternative to our egg cups. But if you want an easier wash up job, I recommend the egg cups because they simply wipe and they're done. You know, but this is really, really nice and perfect for an easy breakfast. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.